it was just time to really tell a great untold Detroit story, because it kind of covers Detroit at its zenith.
Very interesting story.
We decided that we were going to make a movie.
All right, Rich Rossi with you with Motown Mafia. I'm with Courtney.
Lewis Stevens.
Lewis Stevens, Courtney Brown.
Courtney Brown Jr.
And Alan Al Prophet Bradley.
And this is an entrepreneurial, inspirational story too, because again, you know, I'm a real estate retail guy. You know, that's what my skill set is. But I'm a businessman, so I was like, you know, we're gonna do it. You know, sometimes when you got a dream, you won't have all the answers on how you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
What made this one unique was not so much the crime, but the intertwining with Detroit's history and the Motown era and kind of the economic decline of Detroit. And it's really the story of a family. And from some perspectives, it's has a happy ending, like you said. For others, it didn't have a happy ending. Right.
What's happening, family? It is your man, CBR Jr., a.k.a. Courtney Robert Brown Jr., here at Big Boss Filmworks. We are happy and proud again to be back at you. We got my main man, Lou, behind the cameras holding it down, my partner in crime on these endeavors. We hope all is well. Again, want to thank everybody out there for the continued support. So, and on that note, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow button, and that notification button so you can know. I know it's a lot of great content out there, but we don't want you to miss out because we got a lot of hot things coming. And on that note, this will be our first premiere of what we are calling Motown Mafia, Money Mondays. So we're going to try to give you 4 Mondays in the average month, right? So we're going to really try to use a lot of the past 30 years of our entrepreneurial experience and a whole lifetime of what we saw, obviously being the son of the field marshal, the professor, Courtney Brown, growing up as next door neighbors to Eddie Jackson, and being in the room and in conversations with, you know, some of the most high profile figures in the underworld, and just some of the things that we learned and we picked up, you know, along the way. So, you know, on that, and if you guys don't know, we're going to be going 2 hardcover books. So another shout out for those in the Detroit area. I believe that it's coming up in June. We'll get the exact dates. It's the Hustle and Grind Book Fair. We at Big Boss are going to be participating in that. We're one of the premier authors on that. Right now, our Big Man on Campus is available on ebooks, on Kindle, but we're going to be going to hard copy on that. So look up Hustle and Grind. That's been sponsored by Say You Promise Publishing. Michelle Moore, the Essence Award-winning author, the young lady who actually helped us put together the Motown Mafia Memoirs of a Kingpin's Kid book. So on that, yeah, we want to talk about, on Mondays, we're going to really dedicate to all you entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs or people who got entrepreneurs or business activities, dreams, either directly or indirectly through friends or family. We want to try to share with you some of the lessons we've learned and some of the insights that we've been able to see, you know, whether it was from talking with Wall Street people or just talking to some street people. And I've had the blessing and opportunity to deal with my fair share of both. Some big shots from Wall Street to some big shots from the streets. So, you know, that's my story. You know, I've been thinking, you know, as second generation out the street, you know, my perspective on a lot of this whole street thing is a little bit different, I think. And, you know, now as a middle-aged businessman, it really hits me because I didn't have to. I mean, my time like on the block or on French Road dealing with Eddie or running around doing some things, that was never really by necessity. It was for camaraderie or just maybe running an errand for the old man to get some communications to some of our constituencies. But I say all that to say this. I always viewed, from where I had come from, that this whole street thing or the game or hustling, it was just a business. You know, I was fortunate enough because of what the old man had put down. I never saw it as a lifestyle, you know, and the purpose of the hustle was to live a good life, which is why I never really understood or got caught up. I understand street politics and all of the above, But the violence and the shooting, I used to always, and follow my father's lead, to try to breathe on brothers. Look, the point of this exercise is to get money. We should think like businessmen. And I understand that's a process, right? It's a process to understand. You know, simply put, the reason why people sell drugs is because it's a very good business model. It just happens to be that the product, the commodity being sold, the authorities say is illegal, and they only want society to buy the drugs they control and distribute. But there's a large supply of it, as large rather demand of it, and because it's black market, the supply gets shaky, which causes for the profits to be high. We're gonna break down, you know, a lot of that kind of thing. So I'm gonna try to try to share my perspective. I really want to be of help. You know, around this town, I've been blessed, and whether it's you know, the role I played in the success of the Lip Bar, the success I played in what my brother Vano has been able to do over in that Dexter Davidson neighborhood, and the way he took what we started off as a little thing and has built it into now, you know, 2 stores and a hookah store, and all, you know, all the lives I've been able to touch entrepreneurially and watch these people grow and thrive. You know, it does my heart well. So, Motivation Mondays from Motown Mafia. Monday, what are we calling it, Lou, again? Let me get it straight again.
It's money.
Money Mondays. So let's get into Money Mondays, and what we're going to start off with is a little story that I hope you guys can be able to relate to, because it is what often we overlook, I think, and that's called relationships. You know, I don't care whether you're in the game or I don't care whether you're selling blow, bags of salt, or bushels of corn. In the end, it is all about relationships. It's going to be about relationships between you and your supplier, you and your customer. Managing and maintaining relationships is key. So, to just the best story I think I got, or one of the best stories I got to explain that is, one of my principal business partners is a gentleman by the name of Young Choi. Shout out to Young Choi. Young Choi's based down in Atlanta. We've been business friends for now approaching 20 years. We've made a ton of money in the Negro League space, in the apparel business. We made very good money doing the hair business and the wig business. We've imported goods from China, and we still got a whole bunch of things on the floor right now that we do together. So shout out to my main man, Young Choi. But some 20 years ago, a long story short, and about relationships, parts of the story you guys may have heard. I was at the Magic Show in Las Vegas, and I was, at this time, Rocawear was a really, really hot line of clothing. Next to the Rocawear booth was this Negro League vendor. And long story short, every time I'm at Rocawear trying to have a meeting, these Korean guys at this Negro League booth keep bothering me to buy some of this Negro League stuff. Things went sideways with the Rockefeller apparel deal for a minute. I sit down, I make an order with this company. A couple months passed by, I was opening up a store at Fairlane Mall out in Dearborn, Michigan. So I'm calling all the people who I've placed orders with, because I'm trying to check and see where my merchandise is going to be. And I call this number, but the guy I've been speaking to doesn't answer the phone, a guy by the name of Young Choi. So this is some 20 years ago. Answers the phone. He explains to me that he's the owner of this company, which name was Crossover Apparel. Those who remember when Negro League was really, really hot, Crossover was one of the premier brands of Negro League. So I'm like, yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing, man. I need my inventory. Now, I've never met this man before. He tells me, well, if you need the inventory right away, why don't you come to New York? We can meet. I'll give you the merchandise. So I go to New York. I meet the man. I had placed a really small order. When I get there to meet him, the order was like $600. He gives me $6,000 worth of merchandise. He explains to me that I am his first American client, and that that's a big thing in the Korean culture, your first client, and that me and him must do business for the rest of our lives, and that our kids and kids must do business together. So I'm looking at this guy like, he don't know me from Adam's house cat, but you know what? You got to be able to read people. You got to be able to read vibes. It is true. Game recognizes game. He gives me the bag, the $6,000 worth of Negro League stuff. The timing was perfect. I end up blowing through the merchandise, and we went on to sell hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of Negro League apparel. But that's not the hit of the story. In that first meeting, he says, Mr. Brown, no disrespect, I'm going to attempt to give it the Korean voice. He goes, Mr. Brown, this is the thing in this relationship. There will be times when you need merchandise and you will not have money. I must help you. There will be times when you don't need my merchandise, but I need a sale. You must buy from me. And what he set up in that conversation was going to allow us to have a 20-year plus business relationship, and for him to be able to call me for anything, me to be able to call him, because that understanding that it ain't always about just that transaction hitting a lick. It is about building long-term relationships. So throughout the years, often, and that would become true. There would be some Christmas times where my money would be tied up. I need $30,000, $40,000 worth of merchandise to stock one of my stores for the holidays. I could hit Mr. Choi and be like, you know, I need a month to pay for it. It's Christmas time coming. Boom, he give me $40,000 worth of inventory. I pop through it. I knock me off $80,000 for Christmas. We keep it moving. There was going to be times when he tried maybe a new line. I remember one time he got some denim. We went over to China. He was trying to launch a line of denim, blue jeans. It worked out so-so. They weren't the hottest. But you know what? I kept carrying it, and I kept buying it. And to be honest, sometimes if I was buying a jean from him at $9, $10 a jean, I'd put them on sale for $9, $10 a jean, not even attempt to make any money on it. I knew it wasn't the strongest merchandise, but it was about keeping the relationship and helping a friend in business. And so when you guys are starting your business, I don't care if you're going into the food business, you know, you got to build some relationships with the people at the farmer's market. You got to build some relationships with the manager at your GSF, or because there's going to be things, opportunities and relationships that in the end, people do business with people they like. Please never forget that. People do business with people they like and people they can trust. So build your relationships. Never take when you're in business, any and every relationship, you gotta, have your little filter. You can't let everybody into your world. But people who you really plan on doing business with for a long time, take the time to build the relationship with them. Find out what their interests are. If they ain't of your culture, find out some things about their culture. That's real important. Sometimes we can get really, really small worlds and lose track of that. So again, shout out to Young Choi. We got some big things. 20-year business relationship, all started from one phone call. And so hopefully you guys got a little lessons about that. So again, Money Mondays, man. Make some relationships, get some money, get to the bag. Holla at your boy. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Thanks. Peace. I'm out.